Let me at him!
Well, there it is. Alrighty, so on Echo Isles we have a 1 versus 1 being played out between I.L.O and LOL or Loy. I is his name. It's I_O_I. I. That is technically how I guess it would be said if you were going to pronounce it, but it seems weird. I might just call him LOL for convenience sake, even though that he doesn't technically have any L's in his name. Either way, let's go back to the game at hand. This guy's I.L.O, because otherwise it's going to get too confusing. I.L.O versus I.O.O is no. I.L.O versus LOL. In fact, I'll probably be referring to their races more than I will be their names, simply because they're just too damn similar. So I.L.O is the orange orc on the right hand side of Echo Isles, and he's doing an unusual start, or at least maybe not for Echo Isles, but unusual for orc, because normally they would have a barracks by now, but he's not. He's gone for Blade Master, which is normal, but he's got the Voodoo Lounge first, and he's got the barracks afterwards. I've not seen this build yet by orc, so maybe this is a standard build, but it's cool to see. Meanwhile, on the left hand side of the map we have our green undead, who is LOL for convenience sake, who is definitely going fiends by the looks of that graveyard. How many peons are you going to get, Mr. I.L.O? Or yes, I.L.O. That is your name. I was about to call him I.O. No, I.L.O. That's a pretty well blocked in base. Burrows are pretty well protected, but it's not giving him much room to breathe later on in the game for any tier 2 buildings. So yeah, he'll want to chop these trees down. So it is pretty much a standard build order for orc, except he's got the Voodoo Lounge before the barracks. So this is a nice choice of play, and it's clearly to do with the map. I'm actually probably going to have to switch to I.L.O's few for the rest of this game, because the Blade Master, I just lost my vision of him, even in Fog of War off. So we've got no observers, unfortunately, to observe, so I'm going to have to observe from one of the players' points of view. Oh, is that... Oh, he does! I.L.O, LOL got the freaking last hit there, so that's really nice. But as payment for this, the Death Knight's going to come in and save that fiend, but is it going to be consistently ensnared on cooldown? No, the Troll Trappers are going to let it go. Is the Blade Master going to be able to get the kill? No, he's not. So that's really harsh there for I.L.O, who does get the Gloves of Haste at the very least, but he doesn't get the kill. Oh, my thingy. Never mind. That's alright. Don't worry about that. Just ignore that clicking thing. Luckily, that isn't happening for me. Sometimes that happens when I watch replays and I've got that fog clicker program on, and it just clicks, has clicked. That only works on live replays by the looks of it, but this is feud in single player. So LOL getting the opportunity to get a bit of revenge and pick off the grunt now that got ensnared by the Troll Trapper. This is usually the case, is the opposing player, the second player to come in with their units, is the one that gets ensnared by the units. So if you're a new player to Warcraft 3, bear that in mind. If you're going to creepjack someone and there are Troll Trappers nearby, be careful with your units, because it's quite likely they're the ones that are going to get ensnared, and then you're the one who's going to end up getting creepjacked. Circle of Nobility being picked up here, and Ogre Magi focused. Once again, Ogre Warriors. Ooh. That really worked, and I don't think that was deliberate by any means, but LOL actually allowed this Ogre Warrior to slip in here, which means the Blade Master could be in a bit of trouble. Ooh, just getting it. Dust of Appearance being used. Blade Master managed to heal up. He must have bought a potion or something like that, or got that from the Ogre Magi, I have to assume. Because what happened there was the Troll Trapper was blocking the Ogre Warrior, but when the Skeletal warrior came in, the troll trapper moved out of position so that way he could ensnare the skeleton. That allowed the warrior to come in and then do that much extra damage, which put that Blade Master in a lot of trouble. He might have not even been able to get the kill on the Ogre Magi. That was very, very close. Very, very tense there, that moment. So, lol, creeping away here. Scroller Teleport not being sold because he is undead. And, oh, he is going for some good spots here, I.L.O. He must have reached tier 2. He has. Bestiary being created there. Troll Berserker's being picked off. Level 2 now for the Blade Master. Seems a little bit late, but now he's finally got level 2. And he's got some good items. Boost of Speed, Gloves of Haste, Circle of Nobility. Anything decent from this Mauler? Tome of Intelligence and Wand of Illusion. Not great, to be honest. Lol, picking up a Claws of Attack +6. Now that's something that I.L.O would have preferred. These fiends now in a little bit of trouble. Trapper once again. He's already used it in his ensnare, so he can't use it on the grunts. And this fiend is in a little bit of trouble. He's just about to get away. No, the grunt's doing a great job of blocking him. And LOL gets the last hit on his own fiend, which denies the experience. But it does look like the Troll Trapper is being a real pest. He actually didn't go for the grunts this time. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that the new player comes in, but that does seem to be the way it goes. But not in this case. That Troll Trapper picked off basically both of those fiends. That was very unfortunate for LOL, our green undead. Your luck this game is just LOL. So you can see he's clearly not happy with the Troll Trappers. Basically, I think he's going to be a bit more cautious whenever he creeps near Troll Trappers from now on against Orc players. Oh my goodness, this Blade Master in the right place at the right time, but unfortunately loses his Windwalk ability, which means that he takes hits from that Nerubian Tower, which slows him down. These fiends are now able to get a bit of maneuverability and get out. He's spammed the Wands of Illusion just to try to distract the units, or the ghouls, or the Nerubian Tower potentially. Hex going off here, going to guarantee a kill. So another 2 fiends being picked off here. LOL, for some reason, messing around down here with his Death Knight. Oh, but the Blade Master being killed there. I don't know if he got picked off there by the Nerubian Tower. You can find out with the replay, basically. You can just watch the video. I can't quite catch that. I wasn't quite paying enough attention there. But that was close. Shadowhunter returning back to base. This Death Knight seems adamant to pick off this Troll Trapper, just to try to remove as many Troll Trappers from this game. Spirit Lodge and the Bestiary have produced a Raider and a Spirit Walker in turn, and are now researching them. So we got research of Ensnare and Spirit Walker Adept training, so we can see some disenchants later on, and we can see some snares from the Raiders. Shadowhunter is now in charge of creeping, and he will probably continue to be in charge of that job, because as soon as the Blade Master comes out, he's probably going to want to look for where LOL is. LOL is just trying to creep with minimal amounts here, because he is pretty much being very cautious. His fiends are at the back of the base. It actually looks like they're blocked. I don't know if they are blocked. They might well be blocked because of the position of his base. But if that was the case, you'd think he would use ghouls to chop away. So I'm not sure why those 2 fiends are sitting there all that time, but probably being overly cautious in case Shadowhunter turns up and hexes them. So we can see that I.L.O is once again taking more creep camps. He's had quite a few creep camps this game, so he's done quite well in that respect, but both of his heroes aren't really that powerful. Still level 2 on both of his heroes, but then again, we can see that LOL has only got a level 2 Death Knight and a level 1 Lich, who can now pick up an Orb of Corruption, which is a game changer. Orb of Corruption, best orb in the game. There it is, sitting there on the Lich. Very, very powerful. Blade Master. Oh, look at that. The Skeleton Warrior with the frost armor on it. Just to make it a nuisance so it can't be picked off. That Blade Master would have gone for it otherwise, but he's like, nah, I don't want to be slowed. So that allows the Skeleton Warrior to do some precious scouting. Both of them benefiting with the frost armor. Does look like I.L.O is now going to pick off the rest of these creeps. It's always a good idea if you're Orc to counter jungle, as it were, to pick off creeps on the enemy side of the map. That way you're denying potential experience and items, and you get to keep the creeps on your side of the map. And obviously it's a bit easier to creep creeps on your side than it is on the opponent's side. So the quicker you can get rid of the opponent's creeps, the easier it is you'll have later on in the game. Plus it forces the opponent to creep in your sector as well. LOL sticking to his own sector right now, and Blademaster, oh my goodness, he's going to complain about luck again. It doesn't look like the Blademaster's coming in here to potentially LOL, desperate to bring down that Blademaster. I thought the Blademaster was going to reveal himself and go on that statue, because the statue got ensnared, and that was a great opportunity for the Blademaster to go for it, but it was a better opportunity for him to abuse the fact that his Wand of Illusion was being focused by LOL there. So that way, LOL wasted a Dust of Appearance and a coil, thinking that was the real Blademaster. And the actual real Blademaster stole the Circle of Nobility and is now picking up a Potion of Invulnerability. Meanwhile, his Shadow Hunter is doing the creeping. He's now level 3, and he's doing a good job of it, finishing off nice powerful creeps. A good item is going to be dropped from that Renegade Wizard. We'll keep an eye on that in a moment. Level 3 Death Knight. Level 2 Lich. Blademaster just keeping an eye on what's going on. Windwalk going to run out soon. He's going to go in the... oh, he's going to need to Windwalk very quickly. Doing a few hits on that... forgetting the name. Obsidian statue. There we go. Talisman of Evasion. Not a great item. I don't think it's a particularly great item. It depends on your circumstance. Versus Orc, it might be a good item. Versus Undead. Not so much. But he might still hold on to it, because it's anything that gives the Shadow Hunter survivability is always good. And Blademaster returning back. We haven't got any shades here yet for LOL, but he might want to invest in getting some shades, because that Blademaster is going to be consistently following him whenever possible, and he's got a lot of mana for more Windwalks later on. Death Knight picking up a Wand of Illusion here, so that's not actually a bad idea, because you want to distract the opponent, especially an opponent with high damage on his Blademaster, with as much sort of cannon fodder as possible. Orb of Lightning being picked up here, so the Blademaster is going to be that bit much stronger. Oh, backing off there, just almost getting hit by the Skeletal Warrior. He's ready for the army to come. Frost Nova coming in strong there, picking off a Headhunter. Kodo now being focused, but Spirit Link going down. Scroll of Speed being used. Raider going to be picked off. Death Knight in a lot of trouble here. Scroll of Teleport. No, it's a Wand of Illusion. Of course it is. Even I fell for that. And I knew it was coming. Wand of Illusion. You sly son of a... Anyway, the real Death Knight is now in trouble, being backed off. Retreating to the back of his army. Invulnerability pot now being used on the Blademaster, going very strong on that Death Knight, forcing him to TP out. Although the amount of damage he has suffered... I.L.O has suffered here is pretty powerful, really. He's taken quite a lot of damage. When that Lich gets away with just sort of spamming attacks, he's got claws of attack as well. With that Orb of Corruption, it's pretty nasty, really. We can see that Forest Troll Berserkers have been picked up here as a form of anti-air versus the Destroyers, which we do need, because Destroyers are nasty, and Orc don't have that many easy answers or options to fight versus them. Either Bats, Raiders, not bad options, but still it's nice to have some solid anti-air to deal with it. And we got Peons. Shame mining, is it? Is it shame mining? I believe the Walk of Shame. Just trying to get any extra additional gold here, because it's not such a bad move. The only time where it'd be a bad move is when the undead army is sitting right here and gets a bunch of free kills and experience. Blademaster level 3, Shadow Hunter level 3, now level 4, not bad at all. Level 2 Hex, level 2 Healing Wave, level 3 Death Knight, sporting a nice Frost Armor there, level 2 on the Lich, and level 1 Dark Ranger. What has she picked? She must have Silence, I assume, because I don't see any Dark Arrows. Yes, she does. Using it. Oh, lovely job there by I.L.O. He used Disenchant here with his Spirit Walk to remove the silence effect on his Shadow Hunter. That was a really good job there. Now, the Blademaster is trying to force these Destroyers out, and when he does, he goes strong on them. So he attacks the statues, brings them down. One Destroyer finally going down. Blademaster now level 4. Silence has been used on him, but he's taken a lot of damage here, and he can't walk out. He hasn't got a Scroll of Teleport. He might get picked off here. Is there a Death Coil? No, they're so close to a Death Coil. He can't quite do it. He's coming back in here to try and pick off Orc units. Meanwhile, Destroyer's still going strong here. Attacking the Spirit Walker is going to pick him off. Now another Death Coil can definitely be used. Which unit is he going to be using it on? There it goes, on the Raider. Definitely getting a kill. Now I.L.O's returning to the fight. He's going to go on this Destroyer. Blade Master taking a lot of damage here. Silence. You can see the focus is on that Blade Master, forcing him back. He's now returned back. Raider taking a lot of damage. The moment that Blade Master returns, Lich is now level 3. Fiend's being focused here. Is there going to be Frost Armor being used? No, Burrow gets used, saving that Fiend. Lovely play there. Blade Master once again in trouble. He does get the Dust of Appearance, picks off the Fiend. Oh, he might be in trouble here. The Death Knight does get the coil and finishes off the Blade Master. Headhunter returning back here. That Dark Ranger has done a great job here. You wouldn't think she would be that useful in this fight, but that staff, it's like a staff of silence effect basically. That silence effect has been very good. The Shadow Hunter is now soaking up all of the experience. Lich is being focused. I know that the Death Knight doesn't have any coils left for these because he's been using them every single opportunity he can. So now Ensnares are going to seal a kill maybe on this. No. He's not going to. His Scroll of Teleport is going to be used by the Lich, allowing LOL to return back to base. A very successful attack there. Now, he doesn't have much left to show for it, but he has got powerful heroes, and undead heroes are powerful. And powerful undead heroes are very powerful. So, yeah, that's really, really good for him. We can see the Death Knight is a level 4. The Lich is level 3. The Dark Ranger is level 2. Now, it doesn't sound like that much. It really doesn't, but you've got to think the amount of impact he had in that fight there with those heroes. And they were lower level than they are right now. So, undead just gets stronger and stronger. So, level 4 Blade Master, level 5 Shadow Hunter is still very good. In fact, it's just as good if you're going dual hero, really. But that Lich, you know... He's got the statues behind him, the mana's getting regenerated, the health's getting regenerated. It's a scary thing to deal with. Although I.L.O has got a response. He's got a decent chunk of Headhunters, he's got a decent chunk of Spirit Walkers, he's got a decent chunk of Raiders. He's got a bit of everything really, so he's quite capable of keeping himself in the fight. Now he's going to want to return back here because LOL is on his way, and he certainly doesn't want to fight without his Blade Master. Don't get me wrong, if he had to fight, he could fight, but why do it when your Blade Master isn't there? And that's exactly why he's returning to his Blade Master. He's now taking a Clarity Pot. He's going to try to get healed up, get back into the game. That Blade Master really needs some sort of strength item or some sort of health potion or something just to give him something, so that way he doesn't die for lack of a better word, because that Blade Master is, you know, a decent chunk of damage for I.L.O's forces, and if he's consistently forced to run away, it's not very good, and it gives LOL a lot of chances to basically pick off the rest of the Orc army. I'm surprised we didn't see an invulnerability being picked up by I.L.O. More statues coming out, which means more destroyers. Oh, skeletal warriors just scouting. It does look like I.L.O. Does he suspect that his opponent is down here and chooses not to go down there because he hasn't got his Blade Master? Or does he just not suspect at all? Blade Master's having fun in LOL's base, and LOL hasn't actually got that much. This is kind of a strange game because it's gone on for a fair while, and apart from I.L.O, well, yeah, I.L.O's got a decent army. You know, he's doing well. He's sitting at 47 food, and even then he's still not above the cap. Maybe because it's a smaller map, everything feels small, but there's not much at all left for LOL, despite not doing bad. Is he going to throw this into Destroyer? He can't really, because that Orb of Lightning will finish off the statue. So that's a free kill there. Really good move here by I.L.O by moving that Blade Master in, but not quite so good with down here. He's being brave, and I can see why, because he threw down the Great Hall, so he's definitely forced to fight. Blade Master is definitely going to return to this fight. Peons coming in here, but I don't think they're coming in for the fight. They're coming in for the gold. They don't know what to do with themselves, but Spirit Link has been used, so they're going to be some sort of use at the very least. Shadow Hunter returning back. He's actually blocked here a little bit, so if LOL decided to run back here, he could actually force that Shadow Hunter to be outside of the range of his units so that he can't throw down healing waves. But it does look like LOL's returning back to base, which is really unfortunate, because this is a point in the game where he can't afford to back off. His opponent has got more units than him, He's just as strong as him, more or less. Only 2 heroes, but they're still very powerful. And he's got an expansion. LOL, not doing so great. In fact, I don't... Where is his Dart Ranger? It is there. It's just hidden underneath the Destroyer. Yeah, he's got the heroes. Let's have a look. He's got level 4 Death Knight, level 3 Lich, level 3 Dart Ranger. He's pretty well rounded. If he could last just a little bit longer, those heroes could be game changers. And he wouldn't have to worry about not having so many units. He has got a lot of ghouls though. Has he been massing those ghouls this whole time? Or has he always had that many ghouls? He must have been building those ghouls recently. Because you wouldn't have that many ghouls normally. So he's switching his army to ghouls. Which actually isn't such a bad idea. It sounds strange, but his opponent doesn't have any form of AoE. And he has units like Spirit Walkers and Raiders. Now, Spirit Walkers don't take extra damage, but they don't do well versus ghouls. Headhunters and Raiders do take extra damage versus ghouls. And Kodos, if they eat a ghoul, it's not going to be much compared to eating a fiend. So yeah, I like this tech switch here from LOL, and I'll be interested to see how it's going to play out. He's been somewhat unfortunate in that last battle, but he's got 3 statues, 2 destroyers, triple heroes that are going to pick up some potions of mana. Well, don't pick it up from the shop, but they've got them. Invulnerability pot. I think this might go quite well for LOL. Because I.L.O's obviously spent 600 gold on this expansion, so he's going to have to get that gold back. But he still has a decent army, and he's had some good fights. Now, this Spirit Link is going to somewhat work against him soon, because he has got the ability to devour magic, which it is. And that's going to give bonus mana to these destroyers. It does look like LOL prefers this position of attack as opposed to up here. Now, let's see how this works out for him. He's trying to force his opponent in here. Statues are sitting here. Ensnare going down on a statue. The fight has now begun. The Death Knight's trying to be the front here. Does look like ghouls are coming in here. They're going up on those raiders. Lich, what are you focusing? You are now focusing Headhunters. You're kind of all over the place. Disenchant now getting rid of the silence effect on the Blade Master. Blade Master focusing the destroyers up here. Oh, Scroll of Healing being used. Healing Wave now being used as well to try to keep those Orc alive. But those ghouls aren't doing too bad. I wouldn't say they're doing great, but they're not doing too bad either. They are picking off the odd Orc unit or 2. And we still got strong undead heroes. It does look like I think I.L.O's slowly losing this, actually. Ever so slowly losing this. It's like a slow dwindle of units. No one's like massively losing anything, but it's slowly falling apart. Blade Master just sitting on that destroyer, as you can see. Destroyers are going to go down, but you could potentially have more from that extra statue. Raiders coming in. Blade Master being picked off there with the Nova and the Coil at the same time. And it does look like LOL, our green undead, is forcing back his opponent I.L.O, who is in very weak spot right now. Everything is free for the pickings unless Scroll of Speed is being used. I don't think he's got enough cash to get back the Blade Master. And I.L.O, he does! He can get back the Blade Master, so maybe he can come back here. But he's not in a great position because all of his peons have been picked off. There's still a number of ghouls. So that was a great choice of switch move there. That was a great switch of units, I would say. It worked out really well for him in this particular scenario. All of those heroes really strong. There's still quite a chunk of mana for these heroes. Blade Master going back on the destroyers. That's pretty much his job. He sits on the destroyers and just DPSs them non-stop. Shadow Hunter being focused here. 4 circlets of nobility on the Shadow Hunter. Really interesting to see that. I'm not sure if that's a standard thing, but it's certainly funny and it's pretty effective to some degree. But unfortunately, I.L.O only has his heroes left, really. The units are dwindling, but then again, LOL doesn't have much left going for him. Another statue coming in. Blade Master picked off once again. He just hasn't got enough to keep his heroes alive. Running back to his base now. LOL now has control over this expansion. Will we see the AK? The account? Tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. Good game! Oh, he doesn't want to tell. That's pretty funny. I thought we might see their real accounts because they were clearly both very good players. but I don't recognise our names. So Smurfs much? Nice. Okay, so pretty even for the most part until LOL just hit that point where I was saying those 3 heroes, if they can just get a bit more stronger, they can carry the game. They are game changers, undead heroes. And they did just that. Very well played by both. Alright, well, if you want to help me out, you can always like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe and see more, you can do that as well. And I'll see you later.